Snakes just aren't as scary when they're smiling at you. Everybody could use a good circle of friends, and I've got one story that I'm literally only doing because it allows me to reference Nina and her 99 Luft Balloons. Let's take a look on the bright side. Hello, my friends, and welcome to The Bright Side. I'm your host, Bob Herzog, and I would love nothing more than to take this time and really delve into the great metaphysical paradox that is the ship of Theseus thought experiment. But I'm not gonna. In fact, I keep being warned that random references like that are probably leading to people clicking away by the thousands, but I can't help it. Plus, I'm confident that my bosses don't really know what I'm doing anyway, and that seems to be working real nice. Oh, and speaking of things my bosses really would not understand my desire to chat about, can I also mention something else very quickly? Deadline.com is reporting that a one-hour anthology series inspired by the music of Huey Lewis and the News is literally in the pipeline. Script to series commitment, people. I am giddy. That makes me genuinely giddy. But on the chance that you're not interested in philosophical musings about the true meaning of identity or a new show based on the tunes of the single greatest band in the cosmos, American Psycho fans, don't at me. Let's turn to some good medicine we can all use right now. So if you're not one of the thousands who clicked away, you've chosen wisely. By the way, we're about to cross 2,000 followers on Facebook as we head toward 5,000 subscriptions on YouTube. So keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. But anyway, a New York woman got a prescription from her doctor to hug her family after getting the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. That one gets me. So here you can see the prescription slip for Evelyn Shaw. It reads, "You are allowed to hug your granddaughter." It was Shaw's first hug in a year. And that tender moment was recorded, as you saw there. The granddaughter said she's the one that arranged the whole thing with the doctor, even sealing the prescription in an envelope. We are seeing more and more of those kinds of videos every day, and I love it. Going to be very tough to top that one, so let's not even try. Let's just bask instead in the warm glow of more goodness. A New Jersey man knew his father fought bravely and was wounded at the Battle of the Bulge. What he didn't know until recently was that his mother was also a hero on the home front during World War II. Jenna DeAngelis has more on the incredible wartime reassurance this now 101-year-old woman gave military families.
Imagine not knowing where your son is and then you get a letter that he's alive.
Agnes Jo Negra couldn't imagine it any other way. So during World War II, that's what she did, to let families know their soldiers, American prisoners of war, were okay.
She got a shortwave radio and listened to Radio Berlin every night, and she would jot down the name of the prisoner that was mentioned and his home address, and she would write a letter to the family.
Taking down 5 names announced each night, hoping to hear one name in particular. Her brother-in-law, Sergeant John Negra, missing in action.
She never heard that, but she continued listening, and she would send it to families all over the country, a note hoping that she would relieve their emotions a little bit by saying, "Your son is alive."
Writing more than 300 letters.
This was 1943, May 19.
Getting back more than 200 responses.
The news of his safety was like the happening of a miracle after 5 weeks of extreme anxiety.
They were happy to hear from me. That made me do it more.
A number of the letters that came back said, "You've given us hope that maybe we'll see our loved one again."
These letters and the hope they gave families were a secret to her family. She tucked them away after the war, only showing them to her son in 2019.
So decades went by and you had no idea your mother did this?
No idea. They never discussed the war. I knew my father was wounded at the Battle of the Bulge, but other than that, they never discussed it with me at all.
So for her 100th birthday, he compiled the letters into a book he got published, Waves of Hope, including how her brother-in-law we mentioned earlier was found. And now these letters, this time capsule, are forever etched in history.
I'm happy that Ronnie made the book. I really am. It brings it all back.
Great. And while the book was the gift for her 100th birthday, for her 101st birthday, she got a photo album. And inside were pictures of people reading the book from all around the world, many of them grateful POW families she helped during the war. Wow. And now to another person who served and, in a way, is still serving. 93-year-old Navy veteran Daniel Kershaw walks more than a mile through his Rhode Island neighborhood every morning, rain or shine, usually with Frank Sinatra playing through his headphones. Kershaw says it's good to keep the blood pumping. He's had some bad falls that forced him to temporarily stop walking twice. But now, with the help of his walker and reflector vest, he's back out on the streets. And neighbors say seeing Kershaw just makes their day.
When I get up in the morning and I open my shades and I kind of think about this, I'm like, it's a cold, rotten day. I don't feel like doing anything. And there I see Mr. Kershaw out there walking. And it really kind of inspires me to get moving.
Safe to say Mr. Kershaw knows the definition of dedication, serving our country for 26 years. And here's another one about a community inspired by the actions of one man. A small town in Pennsylvania surprised their UPS driver because of all his hard work during the pandemic. Chad Turns drove into a parking lot for what he thought was just a regular pickup, but instead he was greeted by a dozen residents clapping and cheering for him. These folks raised $1,000 for Chad, who's known for going above and beyond on the job. He always brings treats to the dogs on his route, and one resident says he once waited to deliver an unwrapped toy so the kids wouldn't see it and have their surprise ruined. Think how much more we rely on delivery drivers now. It's crazy. Of course, there are still some things people like to actually go to the store to pick out, like love. Sounds quasi-inappropriate. Let me explain. A store in Germany is offering singles a fresh new way to shop for love. The first Friday of every month is Single Shopping Day. Customers who are interested can grab a numbered red heart balloon as they enter to shop. And then I guess the deli section becomes a different kind of meat market. If there's a love connection of sorts, customers simply leave their contact details with the supermarket, and then it helps them meet up with that other red balloon. Now, if Nina, the German singer of Pop Smash 99 Luft Balloons, or the English version 99 Red Balloons, is not involved in that promotion, that is a miss. Now, I know 99 Luft Balloons is a protest song. It's not a love song, but still. And by the way, Nina is still active. The Wikipedia says she put out an album in 2020 called Licht. And who wouldn't want Nina helping them figure out if the person in the frozen foods aisle is a good match, a dog person or a cat person, if you will. Now, if this cat has a person, it's just going to go ahead and find that person on its own. No Nina intervention required. This video from the UK, firefighters set up a ladder to rescue that kitty from a tree, but as they were about to climb up and get the cat decided it'd be okay just to descend on its own once the ladder was in place. Cat just like, yeah, I'm just going to climb down 25 feet to safety, and then just took off, ran away from the firefighters in what I describe as the most cat move ever. How about another beastie? This is just so cool looking. Check it out. A selective python breeder accidentally bred this super unique ball python. Look at it real close. Look at that. It looks like it has 3 smiling emojis on its back. Justin Kobilka has been breeding snakes for almost 2 decades. He was actually trying just to achieve the bright golden yellow and white color combination when this snake hatched. And Kobilka says 1 in every 20 animals can have a smiley face on it, but he's never seen one with 3. The patterns occur naturally from recessive mutations. He calls it an emoji ball python. That rare snake sold for about $6,000. Well, a new program at an elementary school not too far from me is helping students feel at home in the classroom, especially during the pandemic. My friend Tessa DiTiro shows us the Circle of Friends.
Elena helps her new friend Mary practice a skill, writing her name. As part of the Circle of Friends, the girls spend time together each week.
Because when I'm with them, I get to know them a little more, and they don't really talk. They show their actions and emotions more, but I can tell what they're trying to say to me.
What we're going to do today is so that you can get to know your person a little bit, your friend a little bit better.
The 5 disabled students are paired with a friend their same age. Elena says Mary is helping her learn new things too.
Mary has taught me how to be a very good friend, and she's been really nice to me.
Tiffany Mason says it's already making big strides with her students, feeling comfortable at school after being out of the classroom for so long.
And so trying to do anything virtual was very complicated because they need to be able to move it and manipulate it.
Mason started the program just last week, in a time when students need interaction more than ever.
They like to be with their peers, and this just gives them an opportunity to do that.
And while coloring and talking about their favorite foods, the children learn they have a lot in common.
Whatever and whenever somebody is different or to have different opinions, that it doesn't matter. You can still be friends with them all the time.
In Fairfield, Tessa DiTiro, Local 12 News.
You can absolutely still be friends. I love that. The goal is to help each student feel confident enough to transition to at least part-time back in the classroom. Well, we've got time for one more. One more to inspire. Wrestling is just one slice of the pie for Caden Hooks. He's written a series of books and is working with a publisher. Caden even launched his acting career in the movie Walk with Grace, released back in 2019. But some hurdles had to be cleared on the way to all these successes. Here's Clay Hall.
She got her first win at districts.
Caden Hooks has a different view of the sport because he's never seen it. He lost both eyes to bilateral retinoblastoma before the age of 4.
One. Do you feel my foot?
But he can feel the game every time he hits the mat.
Yeah, I got that little tendon.
Caden has put together a 25-7 record this season. His success perhaps inspired by the copper hammer, his alter ego.
Here's the other copper hammer. This is the small one.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I got for Christmas. The real one is there.
You got this. Let's go.
Blind, cancer survivor, on the spectrum. Autism just another hurdle.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I tend to be very rigid in my thinking, so a sudden change that I'm not happy with will really throw me off. I kind of get flustered at some of these things.
He's got every advantage, right?
There are coaches that are coming up to us now that are saying, hey, that blind kid has an advantage. You have to keep in contact with him. You know, the autistic kid has an advantage because he has an extra coach by him all the time. And so.
And you laugh.
I laugh. I'm like, well, something's going right if other coaches are saying, hey, the blind autistic kid is the one with the advantage.
Like the tables have turned. I'm now the stud that people are scared to face on the mat.
The Berlin team has not only adapted to Caden, but embraced him. The pillars of the program have Braille written on them.
Toughness is here. You have to be able to endure. And
the team has an annual Dine in the Dark night where they eat blindfolded.
Shots. Ready? Go.
But at times, they forget his challenges.
But the guys, like when they see something cool, it's like, whoa, dude, Caden, did you see that? And I'll just be like, really? Really?
Let's go, kid. You got this.
What his coaches see so vividly is his joy of competing.
That's more of the rush of winning. That's my favorite part of wrestling, obviously.
He gets the guy over and he's arching and keeping him down. And he finally hears the whistle. He jumps up and he goes like this. And then the crowd cheers and he goes, because the crowd was over here and he had no idea.
Caden's wrestling now an extension of his faith.
I'm here for a reason. The Lord put me here for a reason, and this is my chance to testify. This isn't really all about winning the tournament. It's seeing, because this is my first time doing this, seeing how far I can go. Because I'm going up against some really good guys, but I'm also a really good guy, so we'll see how it goes.
Amen.
Amen.
He's a really good guy. Good luck to Caden in the Ohio State Wrestling Tournament this weekend. Do you know anybody that wouldn't enjoy checking out Caden's story? It's a great one. It's a great one. Share this around. Make sure everybody gets a chance to see that story and all the rest of them, because maybe someone you know needs to check out the bright side.